Jason Arday, a 41-year-old man who had already achieved something remarkable, was found unresponsive at a South London address on Friday, according to British media reports citing authorities. Jason, who became the youngest black professor in the history of the University of Cambridge in 2023. But just 3 years after that historic appointment, life hits him hard. A lot of questions were raised about his academic work and parts of his personal and professional history. Jason had to resign from his duty at Cambridge. Just few days after his resignation, Jason Arday was found dead at a property in South London. His death came as a shock to the academic world and raised difficult questions about what had happened before his death. Let's go deep into Jason's case. Jason was a British sociologist whose work focused heavily on education, race, inequality, and the experiences of black students. According to biographies published about him, Jason had difficulties during childhood. He was diagnosed with autism and faced difficult challenges with speech and literacy. His story later became an important part of his public profile. Despite Jason's challenges and what he has been through, he went on to study education, completed his postgraduate degrees, and finally earned a PhD. He built a career in higher education, holding academic positions at several British universities, and then came Cambridge. In year 2023, Arday Jason was appointed Professor of Sociology of Education at the University of Cambridge. At the time, he was described as Cambridge's youngest black professor. The appointment attracted attention. For many people, his story represented the possibility of overcoming extraordinary obstacles. But his success would later come under intense scrutiny. In 2026, questions were being raised about aspects of Arday's academic career and personal history. Among the most serious allegations were claims of plagiarism involving his doctoral thesis. Reports also questioned some of the claims that had been made about his achievements and background. These were serious allegations, but it is important to make one thing clear. Allegations are not the same as proven facts. Arday denied deliberately plagiarizing his work. Cambridge University announced that it was investigating new information into his academic qualifications and honorary appointments. The controversy continued to grow, and the public scrutiny became intense. Due to pressure, in August 5, 2026, Jason Arday resigned from his position at Cambridge University. In his resignation statement, he described the situation as extremely painful. He said that the accusations, speculation, and public commentary had taken a profound toll on him and on the people he loved. Just 9 days later after his resignation, came the news that shocked the public. On Friday, August 14th, emergency services arrived at an address in Battersea, South London. Jason Arday was found unresponsive, despite efforts from the emergency service. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The Metropolitan Police confirmed that a 41-year-old man had died. Police said the death was being treated as unexpected, but importantly, they said it was not believed to be suspicious. The case is being investigated by the police, and a file will be prepared for the coroner. At this stage, the cause of Arday's death has not been publicly established, and there is no confirmed evidence that another person was responsible for his death. Following his death, Arday's family in a statement expressed their shock and grief. The family said that Jason had faced what they described as a campaign of misinformation, abuse, and harassment. They said the pressure had become too much for him. Those are the family's claims, and they are an important part of the story. But they should not be confused with an official determination of the cause of death. News of Arday's death came as a shock to the Cambridge University. Cambridge Vice-Chancellor Professor Deborah Prentice expressed deep sadness and offered condolences to his family and friends. The university had been investigating questions surrounding Arday's appointment and academic record before his resignation. But after his death, the focus shifted from the controversy surrounding his career to mourning a 41-year-old man whose life had ended unexpectedly. Jason Arday's death leaves many unanswered questions. What exactly happened inside the property in Battersea? What was the medical cause of death? What will the coroner conclude? And what will happen with the investigations into the allegations that had surrounded his academic career? For now, many of those questions cannot be answered. And that is why it is important to separate what is known from what is speculation. What we know is that Jason Arday became Cambridge's youngest black professor in 2023. What we do not yet know is the full cause and circumstances of his death. Jason Arday's story is complicated. As authorities continue their investigation, it is important to allow the facts to emerge rather than filling the unanswered questions with speculation. This is a developing story, and further information may change what we know. As of now, authorities have not said what caused his death. The investigation and coroner's process remain important in knowing what happened. If you want to stay informed about major events, breaking stories, and documentaries, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss our next story.